Audio check. Loud and clear.
Welcome back, guys. Lots going on. This is the week before summer break. So after this, we'll be on a 3-week break, and we'll still have content for you guys. Yet to figure out what that is, but it'll be here.
Leave us suggestions if you want.
Yes,
we'll get to that.
We have not much going on. If I'm being honest, I thought I had life by the ropes, but I do not.
Yeah.
Life has me by the ropes.
Yes.
Same. Yeah. We're getting there.
Slowly.
We're getting there. I think this 3-week break will be good for us. I say that like I'm a F1 driver who's literally like driving my life away.
We are like on the teams at this point. Like hire us at this point. Like we've got strategy down. We've got social media down. We've got what else?
We can commentate.
No money. We can commentate, and we need money.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
All the boxes are checked.
We won't work for free because we know our value, but we'll work for cheap. We're your cheapest option. Just pay us in paddock passes, honestly, and we'll be fine. Like that's it.
Well, see, if we get into whatever paddock suite thing that your job gave you, then we're all set.
Yeah.
Do I have a Coda ticket? No.
Yes, that's exciting. So my new job that I got, I have there's been 2 connections that I've made just in the past week. One of them is a connection that they're starting a Formula 4 team, and if I can just squeeze in there, I can work up the ranks.
Exactly.
You just gotta work my way up. And the other one is that I had an opportunity sent to me that could possibly result in sweet pass, a sweet pass, and maybe a +1 to the USGP in Austin. So we're gonna hope. I'm gonna figure that out.
Yeah, what does that entail? What do you have to do?
I don't what do I have to do to get it? So I don't really know. I tried to do it today, and I had to log into something. And yeah, I had to log in, but there's not an account set up already, so there'd have to be an account to set up, and it's legit. I looked into it. It's this council and everything. But yeah, I just have to sign up for it or whatever, figure out the logistics. So yeah, that's exciting. I don't want to give away too much information because I can't dox myself live on the internet.
No, don't dox yourself.
Yeah.
But if you get a
of course.
Call. There's no podcast.
Other exciting. Yeah. If that happens, we'll do the podcast live from the suites. We'll be living the high life. We'll give you a tour live on podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah. So other exciting news. There's been a lot happening in F1 world lately. Most exciting probably for viewers, Max Verstappen has a 10-place grid penalty for replacing his ICE. Do you know what that stands for?
Internal combustion engine. So he's only allowed 4, I think, over the whole season. And if he'd stayed on this 4th one, he would have been fine and he wouldn't have gotten penalized. But I guess for some reason it wasn't working, so he switched onto a 5th ICE unit. So that results in a 10-place grid penalty for him.
Yeah.
So lots of overtaking.
Unfortunately, it does not mean that he will not win because he's won from 14th in the past. He's so don't count him out. But also, he no longer has the fastest car. So we could get something interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm holding out for Lando win because
I think
it's his half home Grand Prix because he's
exactly
British Belgian. But also he kind of, I'm not gonna say he like deserves it, but he kind of does.
Yeah, I think at least it'll like help his brain not be so win oriented because he's just been chasing a win after that first one, and I think this will at least let him settle down a little bit more.
I don't know if Max scores low enough, like it might make him more win oriented because
That's true.
he's 60, no, not 60, 80 points away from Max in the championship, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Let me see. Actually, while we're like, if we're talking about this, I had, so in my Discord that I'm in, if you guys know Average F1 Consumer on TikTok, I'm in his Discord server. He made a chart that has, it has like, he calculated what it would have been if like Lando had like started winning. So let me see. I found the research. I'll put the link in the link tree. Of course, it's not going to show. But here's the disclaimers. I'm gonna use Average F1 Consumers. His name is Graham. Average F1 Consumers research that he did.
Yes.
What if McLaren wasn't fumbling the bag? That's what it's titled. Points after every Grand Prix if McLaren hadn't fumbled the bag by Average F1 Consumer. Disclaimers: sprint results remain the same. Fastest lap points remain the same. Races where McLaren didn't fumble the bag remain the same. Silverstone, he says, is tough, but he gives Max P3 because he still thinks Max still beats Oscar if McLaren doesn't muff the strategy. But he could be wrong. That's what he says. In this alternate timeline, McLaren isn't stupid, so Lando gets priority in Hungary since he's now 10 points off P1 in the World Drivers' Championship. And before somebody comes out and he's like, but he's not 10, this is the hypothetical that he's talking about in this situation. All right. So, Miami, that's where it all starts. Max gets P2. At the time, he has 136 points. Lando gets P1. He has 83 now. Imola, Max won this one, but in this hypothetical, he gets P2. He now has 154. Yes. Lando has 108 in P1. Monaco, Max gets P6, so that stays the same. Has 162 points. Lando gets P4, that stays the same. 120 points. Canada, another McLaren fumble. But in this case, Max would get P2, 180 points. Lando has 145 points in P1. Spain, Max gets P2, 198 points. Lando gets P1 in fastest lap, which he got the fastest lap, but 171 points. Austria, Max is P2, but is P1 in the sprint, so he now has 222. Lando gets P1 in the Grand Prix, but is P3 in the sprint, 202 points. Silverstone, Max gets P3, 237 points. Lando gets P1, 227 points. So here's that 10-point difference. So in Hungary, Max ends up in P5, 247 points, and McLaren prioritizes Lando and gets 252. This is research that I've been planning to do to try to find the difference. I still will because now we need to know the difference between what's actually happened. But in this, like in the times McLaren hadn't fumbled, there would be a very good chance that Lando is like right on the edge of the championship. So obviously this is all hypothetical, but worth the while. Canada, the explanation for Canada, Lando doesn't stay out on the inners as long and doesn't lose P1 out of the pits like happened. And or the unlucky safety car doesn't happen because, again, that's just luck. It's just the roll of the dice. Spain, Lando doesn't muff the start and isn't held up in P3 for 3 laps, thus easily winning the race, which Lando did have a bad start that race. Austria. Lando either waits a lap or two longer to get the overtake, which I agree he should have done. He waits a lap or two longer to get the overtake on Max, or Max doesn't drive into Lando under braking and gets the move done there. Either way, Lando finishes P1, Max finishes P2, and I think that that's like pretty sensible. That could have been something that very easily will happen. Silverstone, McLaren doesn't get the pit timings wrong, and also puts Lando on the right tire for the final stint. And then Hungary, no Oscar-winning team orders, mess happens because Lando hypothetically would be in such close pursuit of the championship. So they would recognize that he's 10 points off. It's literally, with Max getting P5, that's great. So that was like the hypothetical, and I think that that's interesting. So thanks, Graham, average F1 consumer, for the research. So yeah, that's that. We have a potential to see some more for Lando to take more of a bite into the championship. We'll see how it goes. Don't count Max out.
I think McLaren's going to be like very, very hesitant on strategy this time. So it could either like they pick like, the best strategy that gets both him and Oscar in good positions, or they're so hesitant that they don't like they hold back too much, like they don't let Lando or Oscar have a chance at whoever's race leader,
Yeah, cautious to like a fault.
So yeah.
Next piece of news: Esteban Ocon announces he's signing for Haas.
Yes.
Wow, we were kind of expecting it.
Yeah.
Like the F1 community has, it's been going for a while. Since he kind of was announced that he would no longer be driving for Alpine. The Alpine is like falling apart anyways, so maybe it's a good thing. He's driving for Haas with Ollie Behrman. I think it's funny. I saw I saw a meme today. It was like the caption was like, "What does it feel like to be followed?" Because Nico Hulkenberg leaves Force India. Esteban Ocon.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
Nico Hulkenberg leaves Renault. Esteban Ocon signs for Renault.
Yep.
Nico Hulkenberg leaves Haas. Esteban Ocon signs for Haas. At this rate, the next place we're going to see is Esteban Ocon in Audi. So, woo, we already know the future.
Exactly.
Whatever multi-deal means.
Whatever what?
Multi-deal means, or multi-year deal.
Usually that's like 2+. So it could be like 2 or like 7 years,
I mean, Checo's is a multi-year deal, but we're about to see it be cut in like quarters because he's about to get kicked.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Yep. This is like his last chance, I feel like, to kind of prove himself. I feel like at that point, like, we've hit summer break and like the last 6 or 7 races, he's been in like the teens or DNF'd.
Chat, if Checo wins this race, will his seat be saved? Yes,
we'll issue a public apology. And we'll just be humbled, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, the Esteban to Haas news, not really anything new. Ollie Behrman, I'm sending you all my love and good vibes. You're gonna need it.
Yeah.
It's fine. You've driven the Ferrari. You can just weave your way out. It'll be fine.
Exactly.
Stay a car lengths the way and you might be safe. Like a full car. Like have a car in between you two.
The safety car is what we want in between you. Preferably you in front of the safety car, everyone else behind. So make it happen.
That's great. But so Alpine wise, the Alpine team principal, Bruno Famin, however you say it, because I don't know, because French.
We're American, sorry.
He is out as team principal after Spa, so that's going to be interesting. I don't know. This is something that I don't know if it was coming out of nowhere. Like, I personally haven't seen anything on it. Could have been rumors, could have been circulating.
Yeah, me neither.
But this is something.
But I heard that this happened last year also with Alpine, or like a couple years ago, right after Spa. I think they kicked another team principal or something like that. I could be wrong, but I don't know, something like that.
But that might be as a result of the whatever his name is, the mentor guy that shouldn't be back. Yes. I forgot his name already.
Flavio. What is it?
Is it Flavatore or something?
We're calling him Flavatore. That's what we're calling.
Close enough. When you said Flavio, I thought of Fabio. Do you know who that is?
From where?
I know. Okay, so I know him from like an episode of like Big Time Rush where he was like on these like grills, or like he was like hold up in a picture.
Insert Fabio here.
But this kid, we can reference it on these. Like, that's who I thought of. And totally not related. If you get the reference, power to you.
Brownie
love that. Nostalgia. Anyways, but so it's on the heels of that, so it could be something related to that. It could be that, you know, Alpine has been notorious for using Renault engines, because they're the engines that they manufacture themselves. You know, it's been from like Renault. Yeah. It went from Renault to Alpine, and so it could be on the fact that now they've signed this new Mercedes deal for them to get a Mercedes engine in 2026, which is wild because now I'm pretty sure like half the grid uses Mercedes engines, and it's like. If
I'm
Mercedes,
to think, Mercedes,
McLaren,
Williams,
Mercedes, Alpine, Williams. Why do I want to think there's not? Who does Aston use?
Oh, yep, Aston Martin does use Mercedes.
Oh, they use Mercedes right now. So that's half the grid. That's 5 teams.
Yeah.
If Mercedes wanted to, you know, what's stopping them from making a sabotaged engine to sell to all these other companies? Like, this could be this is a real thing. Of course, they if Mercedes don't take this as an idea. We're not. That's not what we're saying. But it's just like if there wanted to be like a Mercedes takeover, I feel like there could.
There definitely could be, and I think they have the money and the resources to do so. So, I mean, do it if you want. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah. So yeah, it could be something for that related to why the team principal is leaving.
I knew a lot of people were like pissed about it. Like fans were upset that they're switching to Mercedes engines, which I don't really know how it affects fans. It could, you know, I could see the employees. Really, you know.
It's literally it's probably the French people. I've heard that the French have a problem with everything.
Shout out French people if you're
Pierre Gasly, Esteban Ocon, Exhibit A.
Here's point number
1. Yeah. And so Max, Esty Bestie. Oh yeah. Yeah. Alpine has a new livery. It's Deadpool themed. It's really sick. And
yes, so cool.
Pierre and Esteban have matching helmets. Like one of them is Pierre is Wolverine and Esty Bestie is Deadpool. Anyways,
it's so good.
It is so good. It's like so fire. Yeah. More like further into the Alpine. Next piece of news is our bestie Nicholas Solov will not be racing in F3 this weekend, and it's tragic. F3, FIA, whoever the governing board is, when I catch you, it's really not that deep. Let bro race in the Euro Cup without permission, and then let him come to F3. Like, it's not that deep. Like, he needs to explore his opportunities. Because
wait,
right
is that
now
why he's not driving?
Yeah, he raced in Euro Cup. He's racing in Euro Cup this weekend, and didn't get like clearance for it, I guess, or he chose to do that instead. So that's why he's not here.
I thought they were just testing a new driver.
No, that's why. The new driver, his name is, I think you pronounce it Tuca. He's Finnish, but he's a Ferrari Academy driver, and he's filling in for Nicola for ART this weekend. So yeah, Nicola, if you get bored and you're like, man, I wish I was racing F3.
Yeah,
we'll have a special like recording episode just for you. Like you've got it. You can come here and you can live commentate the F3 race. Like we'll be up. Yeah. We'll make sure we're up. Yeah. You can live commentate, sprint, feature, whatever you want. Practice,
or whatever you want to do. If you want to call people out, you can call people out. Unfiltered. You do what you want.
You want to make a new TikTok? We'll clap in the background. No big. Somebody, you want to tell us Fernando?
Oh my God!
You want to tell us Fernando Alonso's secrets? Also cool. Whatever he's told you, we won't tell anybody.
Yeah,
just the internet.
And if you want to like get us in cahoots with Fernando Alonso and make him our manager, that works too. Yeah. We can do thirst trap dancing.
Mm-hmm. We need to up the TikTok game, anyways. So he can teach us.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then did we just have 3 things on our list? No, we had a 4th. I forgot what it was. Did we have 4th on our list?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of. I mean, Max got sentence. I don't know what to believe anymore. So at first it was like Red Bull told him that he couldn't sim race because if you didn't know, Max did a stint in 24 hours of Spa last weekend.
24 hours. It was Spa. Yeah.
He did 24. He did 20. He was in his team Redline, which is his sim racing team. He did a stint in his 24-hour race, and then he did not win. The last time he did a stint in sim racing, he won. That was in Imola. And so now people are like, oh, he's really not that good. He really shouldn't be doing it. And then it's and so Red Bull supposedly gave him a curfew and that he couldn't, all of these stipulations. And then Max was like, I'm a 3-time world champion. I'm pretty sure I know what I can and can't do. I was like, all right, calm down, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense because he was real angry on the radio and people are like, oh, he didn't get enough sleep last night or whatever, which kind of makes sense. But I think he was just pissed in general because it was just not a good place for him to be.
I mean, him complaining about the car, what's new? He's been doing it since Miami.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, and just so it's been 5 years since Antoine Hubert passed away. So you probably have seen on socials and everything, everybody gathering on the track to remember his passing. And so it's been 5 years, and I wasn't an F1 fan at the time. But I remember that. I remember the headlines and everything from it. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I obviously wasn't an F1 fan 5 years ago, but the way I found out about Antoine and everything was, I hate to say it, DTS. Sorry, I watched the Drive to Survive episode, but they did a little bit of a too good of a job, doing that whole getting every single perspective on it. I was like, oh God, this is makes me sick to my stomach to watch it, and I'm like, ugh. so bad. But yeah, he was one of Pierre's like best friends, which is why you probably see him like every year he lays like flowers at, I think it's where he crashed, like the part of the barriers that he crashed in.
Yeah, that's where he puts the flowers. It was like right out of the, I don't know how to say it, but the U Rouge corner, like that one where it's like a blind corner. And yeah, he
Antoine was he and Juan Manuel Correa got into a crash.
Yes, that's right. Because
so Antoine passed, and then his foot was like completely destroyed, and he had to fully like reconstruct his entire foot basically, and he had to relearn how to drive, which is like why he's technically one of the older racers in F2, is because he lost so much time because of that recovery process. But yeah, I was thinking about him the whole day too. I was like, I can't like imagine what's going through his head right now with like everyone's doing the tribute on track, and I'm like looking for him in the pictures. I'm like, did he come? Like, was he there? But yeah.
So yeah, I mean, not really a lot going on. There hasn't been like too much life-changing news. We've hit all of it for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, like kind of from last week also, like Lando and Oscar have confirmed to media that they are perfectly fine.
Yeah,
they flew back together after the race with Alex Albon. They got McDonald's. They were playing Monopoly in the jet.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they're okay.
So yeah, Oscar has said that, you know, if the situation calls for it, he'd do the same for Lando. That's on record. I can find it. Maybe I'll find it and put it here. Maybe I'll make you go find it for yourself to, you know, so you can figure it out. Why do I have to do all the work?
Exactly. Homework.
Yeah. So I think they think it's good. Like going back to what we were saying about McLaren, like this is a good problem to have, but it's a problem they need to figure out. So they need to figure out where their priorities lies. Yes, the constructors championship is good. The world, like having a world drivers champion,
world championship. Yeah.
So
because I think they could honestly make up the pace for the constructors within like the next 3 races. Like after we come back, I like highly doubt they're gonna like place super, super low to where constructors isn't an option anymore. So, I mean, yeah, I think they could honestly make up that future wise, but the world championship is definitely harder to chase after than the construction would have been.
So they have prime opportunity.
My favorite part. Yeah.
Speaking of that, Lando probably has a good chance to put it on pole. Oscar has a good chance to put it on pole. That's the fastest car. You know, George was out in Q1, so that was after we said that you can't count him out. So maybe we're like
we jinxed it. Sorry, George.
Yeah, but Lewis, I mean, we said that Lewis can't get counted out, and you know, he did make it onto the podium. So, yeah, obviously Max, he doesn't have the fastest car anymore, but he can work his way up a grid. So yeah, it's not just the car. He's a good driver. So yeah, we'll see. Ferrari looks like they might start making a comeback.
Yeah, 4 and 6 was a good position for him, but you know,
as fingers crossed. Yeah, 4 and 6 was good as of late. Maybe we'll get a car Lando podium. That's not like with a Lando win. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, that'd be great.
So, yeah,
he's been trying since Miami to get himself on the podium so he could be with Lando, because Lando's been consistent. It's a matter of him getting on the podium now, which is why
that's what it was. That's the other thing we forgot.
Yes,
Binotto is back.
Yes, that's it.
Yes, that was what our other thing was. We had like a list before we started recording, and I felt like we were forgetting one, and we were. Binotto is back. He used to be the team principal at Ferrari. He's the one that if you have like seen the pictures, the one where somebody's yelling at Charles and it looks like somebody important, that is Bonotto. His first name is
Mattia.
Is
Mattia.
it Mattia? Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Maria. He's Italian.
Maria.
Yeah, Mattia Bonotto, he's back. Yeah, and he's in at Audi. This can get interesting, and I think it could get interesting for Carlos's seat, because Carlos wasn't the one with Mattia. If we think about it, Ferrari signed Charles to an extended deal, like basically Charles' life. They're like, he's their golden boy. They'll do anything to keep him. So why do you think Mattia went and Charles didn't? I'm just saying.
Photo.
Yes, that photo.
I found it. Yeah, not a good look for him.
Things could get interesting. Carlos Sainz fans, maybe you can breathe for a second, because who knows? But yeah, with that, the other two that were there, it was Andreas Seidel and somebody else. They are out at Audi Sabre. So they're no longer apart. There's still a chance that Mike Crack, which is the team principal at Aston, he goes to Audi. So we'll see how that goes. I think Carlos and Nico would be an interesting pair. Were they? I think
they were teammates at Renault. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. So they could be reunited. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I've only seen their dynamic through Drive to Survive, like the episodes that covered Carlos at Renault. They made them seem to be like sort of, a little bit rivalry within the team.
What's
I think.
new? Like, it's literally Drive to Survive. It's for everybody.
So
like
I'm pretty sure
they can never make me believe that Carlando was rivals at McLaren, even though they were in like a friendly competition way, but not the way that they portray it. Absolutely not. So yeah, that's interesting. I mean, we could talk about how Marcus Ericsson started spilling tea about Logan Sargent.
Oh my God, yeah. That was crazy.
That was crazy. And so, if you don't know, Marcus Ericsson used to be an F1 driver at Alfa Romeo with Charles, actually. We discovered that a couple episodes ago. The 1 year, and Charles wasn't, he wasn't the best rookie, but he was doing way better than Marcus Ericsson his first season. So it shamed Marcus Ericsson into IndyCar. He's fine now. He's won 2 Indy 500s. He's good. So yeah, Marcus Ericsson, he is on the same team with Kyle Kirkwood. Kyle Kirkwood is good friends with Logan Sargent. They're on Andretti together. And so, yeah.
I was going to ask what it was like, how did Marcus know Logan to where he's like saying, "Oh yeah, Logan," or whatever?
Yeah, well, apparently, I was like, "Where's the connection here?" Apparently, it's through Kyle Kirkwood. Yeah, Marcus went on this like Swedish podcast or something, and was like spilling about how like Logan Sargent doesn't have isn't having conversations, like he's not talking to, they're like radio silence between him and James Consonant. And it like Marcus said that it was told to him through another like American driver, and you connect the dots considering that Logan Sargent is on Kyle Kirkwood's Instagram. You venture to say that it's Kyle Kirkwood. And so then like Logan Sargent comes back today, I'm pretty sure, and he's like, Marcus Ericsson doesn't know what the heck what he's talking about, because I don't talk to him. I literally had a conversation with James Consonant 30 minutes ago. So Who knows? I am jumping a little bit on the Delulu train here, and even though I know that James vows does not like he inherited Logan, it wasn't a choice of his own.
Yeah.
I'm Delulu enough that if Logan just like starts wiping the floor with people after summer break, he can keep a seat. I'll let the Delulu part of me win. Like that can be like if I have one F1 Delulu dream, it's that. Because Oscar's gonna win, Lando's gonna win, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I will be fine with a fourth Max Verstappen World Championship if Logan Sargent gets to keep the seat.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
I'll make that trade-off.
I think my favorite thing about this whole just like Logan's situation in general, Williams fans and not Williams fans have been wiping the floor with James Consonant and the way he treats Logan. So the Williams social media team is currently on like a press cleanup of every time they post something, it's always Logan's pictures first. The videos that James does before the races when he's it's like the Williams warm up or whatever. He was it was after Hungary, his briefing of the race on Instagram. He was yeah, Logan had very good pace today and Alex did well too. He referred to Logan first. And I think I said that in the group chat. I was like, whoa, he's talking about Logan first. So I think they're realizing that, it does very look like James does not care about Logan in any sense. Yeah. So the media cleanup is hilarious because everyone's like, oh, now you're posting Logan. Now you're doing that. And I'm like, Williams cannot catch a break. The Logan defenders are strong and there are many. Yeah. And they will come for the social media team, even if they did nothing. But, someone told them to post Logan first.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the Instagram intern. Someone said, hey, put Logan's photos first.
Yeah. It also should be noted, all the tragic fanboys are coming after me, but Logan got the second fastest lap in Hungary. Yeah, I know he was on softs, but let's just ignore that part. Okay. Of course I put him on softs, but it just goes to show he can drive again. Yeah. We were like, oh no, what? I think when we did our Hungary preview, we were like, Logan hasn't crashed yet. We don't want to jinx it. And, still didn't. I mean, there's something. I think he had first lap damage from something.
Yeah.
But again,
that sounds right.
Not chassis altering DNF not out of the race.
Destructive.
Yeah. Easily fixable. There's an extra part for that.
There's an Instagram page that their whole thing is they keep track of the World Destructors Championship. And so it's rankings of which driver has cost their team the most amount of money and damages. And he's only P4 on the list. Yeah. Alex is above him.
You know who's at the top of that list? Checo Perez.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's P4. So I think that's a win.
Yeah.
For me.
Last year I think he was at the top of that list last year. But so yeah, making progress,
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
IndyCar is still always there.
Yeah. IndyCar is still always there. Then he can go. Then he'll really get to talk to Marcus Ericsson. Set the record.
Exactly. First race, he crashes right into Marcus, and he's like, "This is blackmailing me in the news."
I can't remember if we talked about it last episode or not. I'm still editing that footage actually. But it's literally going through my eyes, back out of my eyes. I can't. Did we talk about how Kimi said he wasn't ready for F1 yet? I don't remember.
I think we touched on it. Yeah, we touched on it a little bit.
So, reminder that Kimmy did not say that he said he's still learning from F2. So again, this is a plea to Toto Wolff. Please do not sign Kimmy Antonelli.
Please.
He's testing in the W13 after Spa. But please do not let that, please do not let that, don't let that be what signs him. Please just let him grow. I mean, he won a feature race now. So he's won sprint and feature. He won sprint in Silverstone. And Silverstone, yes. And then feature in Hungary. Yeah. Yeah, because the F2 sprint race was chaotic. The F2 feature race was chaotic. The documents were just long. Your audio cut out. I'm going to take a guess at what you were saying. You were, sprint race-wise, you were talking about how Kushmini got his first win, but it was after the race. No?
Are we back?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Up to where did you hear?
That was all gone. Was gone.
Bruh,
I'm pretty sure I saw the words Paul Aaron and maybe Kushmini and after the race.
So Paul Aaron popped up about 2 minutes ago when I said if you wanted to sign a Mercedes junior driver, it should have been Paul.
That was at the beginning.
I was saying that my Twitter notifications kept coming in during the race or after the race. And there was this list of every driver that had something technically wrong with their car or something like that. Like something that they would have been penalized for. I want to say there was maybe 8 drivers that didn't make this list out of 22. There were so many.
Crazy. One of them was
Which makes no sense.
Yeah, one of them was underweight. The weight wasn't right. I mean, Richard Verschoor, he had a technical infringement because his floor.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Sebastian Montoya.
Yeah.
Sebastian Montoya, he's F3. Yeah. Separate, but he didn't set a qualifying lap time because he was outside. So the gap is it's 107%. So it's whatever that means, he was outside of the ideal lap time. So he was cut off. His qualifying lap time was too slow.
Yeah. It has to be higher than 107% of the standard.
Okay.
Whatever the standard lap time is or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, it was just crazy. And then in the sprint race, Kimmy tried to go on softs and didn't work. That's what let Richard Verschoor. He lasted for a while and then he got a puncture.
Yeah.
And so then he had to And then feature race wise, yeah.
It was Victor Martins gained 4 places off the start, which was crazy. I blinked, I swear, and then he was in the front. And I was like, okay, that's great.
Yeah.
And then the Zane and Paul incident. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I think after that I stopped watching because I was like, all right, whatever. But
and then the other, whoever the other Armory Cordial, the other high tech driver, he also DNF, so high tech got no points. It wasn't crazy. Crossing my fingers that it's not that crazy. Considering F3 starts in
about 2 hours. Yeah,
something
like that.
So starts at 2:55. F3 does. Will I be awake? Probably not.
No.
Will I be awake?
F2 I will be.
Maybe. If I'm still editing, sure.
Girl, don't sit that late editing.
Gotta get
Cut yourself off.
Saturday, like if all of the editing's not done, I'm waking up and going on Saturday, like grind. Like that's what I've been. Like I've been grinding, but like I'm grinding for everything on Saturday. I'm gonna finish editing. I'm gonna make content for summer break. I'm going to make friendship bracelets for my Niall Horan concert I'm going to next weekend, and for when I go to London, like it's like grind day because then I'm going to the mall at 4 to get some new shoes. So, there's a lot stacked, but literally like
oh my god, I was totally gonna make bracelets for Niall Horan. Forgot completely. Like I was so ready to. I was like, this is my thing. I'm gonna make so many bracelets. Completely forgot. I like bought an outfit and that was it. Oh,
I have not
problem with Taylor Swift. I ran out of vowels very quickly, and so I had to improv zeros.
I've had to buy. I bought more E's. I bought more T's. I bought more R's. I'll probably have to buy more S's, more A's, more O's. U's not so much. I's maybe. Yeah.
Although just that main vowels.
I'm on like a time crunch for that too because I don't want to take any of the stuff with me to London. So I have to be done by next Friday. Not next Friday, the Friday after.
You got it. You got it.
That's what my Saturday grind is for.
I leave for a trip on Sunday and I have not done any sort of packing or any sort of anything really. Yeah.
That sounds like a great task to do while watching F2 practice.
I mean, okay, I was going to go like shopping and buy more clothes, but I have an exam tomorrow, so can't really do anything then.
Wish Ava luck on her physics exam.
Yes.
It's her last one.
Yes, ever, if I pass this class. I'm at a B right now, so, I feel okay, but anything could happen and I'm scared. So, we're just going to have to hope it works.
Enough about our personal lives. That's
exactly.
there's the little pop culture that's getting sprinkled in there, and so we talk about the concerts
very rarely.
So we're not doing we're not watching F3 practice. No.
I'll take notes on F2 so I can, actually have something to talk about in blank and not blank next time we film. Because that's what happens every time.
It's fine. I say I'm gonna I watched F2 and F3 before we did our recap, but the actual GP itself blacked out. I still haven't acknowledged all of what happened on Twitter. Partly because I didn't look.
Yeah. I got the Twitter notifications for the trending posts or whatever. So I saw those, but I didn't sit there and actually scroll through my For You thing on Twitter and see what was happening because I was I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah. I don't need all this McLaren slander today. I slandered them enough myself.
Exactly. Yeah. I texted in the group chat for an hour and we ranted about how bad McLaren's strategy was. And then I think I just went back to sleep for a bit.
Yeah.
Yep. Good night. That was it.
I was driving when I did that. So, like I said last episode. So, yeah. I was like, how am I supposed to focus?
She did not do this.
Oh, yeah. For legal reasons. This is another joke. Hypothetically speaking, if I were to do that, I would not have been able to focus on the rest of my day because my brother was also, he kept texting me. And I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah. We covered a lot. I think this is our most news heavy episode that we've had. So keeping you up to date. If you didn't know these things, congrats. Make fun of me for getting Mattia Bonotto's name wrong. Do I care? No.
Maria Bonotto.
I mean, let's add it to the list. We have Maria Bonotto, Fabio, James Consonant.
Who the hell is Fabio? Alpine is never inviting us. It is so over for us with Alpine. They're like, you're done.
Oh
God.
Yeah, it's fine.
Between that and I have a post up on Crashgate, I'm screwed with Alpine. It's over for me.
As far as team principals go, we're not shooting high enough. We need to get the man, the myth, the legend, Gunter Steiner. That's where my sights are set. I feel like he'll gladly bash Alpine with us. Although we can't bash them too much because Nicholas Solov.
Exactly.
But I feel like we balance a fine line with Fernando Alonso because he would also like to bash Alpine. Maybe we get to Fernando Alonso first.
Yeah, Gunther Steiner, if you're listening for whatever reason, come join us. We'll have a time. We'll have very insightful conversations. You can tell us who the Vanker of the week is, and I will pay attention. I'll be there.
Unfortunately, I think Gunter Steiner has like a standing host role on the Red Flags podcast, but that's beside the point.
We'll just ask to borrow him for one episode.
Yeah.
We'll just ask him to.
We can do a live book review. Wait, does he have? Did I see that he has like his own documentary or something? Like is it just the book? Like,
I think it's just the book. I haven't heard anything about a documentary.
Okay, we can do a live reading of Gunter Steiner's book, and then we can have a watch party for Checo's series on Disney Plus. That's what we'll do over summer break.
Exactly. Yeah. And then whenever the F1 movie comes out, I'll take this microphone into the theater with me. And, if we don't happen to be in the same place, then, we can both, I'll just like FaceTime you and we'll record the FaceTime.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
That's a joke. This episode should be called For Legal Reasons. This is a joke.
Reasons. This is all a joke. Promptly called that, don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah, I would never pirate a movie on accident or on purpose, for that matter. Thank you, FBI.
Insert F1 stream sites here.
We don't talk about that.
F1 TV? That's totally what we're talking about. What?
Yeah,
Bootleg Sky Sports on ESPN Plus? Totally what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think it's time for both of us to go to bed, to log off for the evening. If not, then we've been in the Delulu for too long. We need to get back in touch with reality. Yeah.
And what is reality?
Who knows at this point? Reality is Carlos Sainz getting a seat. That's reality. But we'll never get, we're not getting there in the foreseeable future. I really think Carlos, seriously, I think Carlos to Audi is the move now, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think so. Between people trying to guess what seat he's going through, to, and then also the other half of my explore page on Instagram being when Taylor Swift is dropping Reputation Taylor's version. I can't do any more guesswork. Guys, just tell me when things are happening. I don't want to figure out no code. I don't want to figure out no Easter egg. Yeah. This goes out to Taylor Swift. Just tell me. I'll keep it a secret.
Taylor I'm trustworthy. Swift, we won't ask Fernando Alonso about Taylor Alonso if you just drop Reputation Taylor's version.
Exactly.
Easy fix.
Easy.
Yeah. Drop it. In fact, drop it so you take back the narrative of Taylor Alonso. Easy fix.
Yes.
There we go.
Yep.
That there will be no more Aston Martin. You steered straight into a ditch. No more.
Yep. No. The song lyrics will literally be I'm a that you steer into. I'll just go blank. The audio cuts out.
The clean version. Okay. This has been our Belgian Grand Prix preview.
Did we even talk about Spa at all? We didn't talk about Spa.
No, we didn't talk about Spa at all. We talked about pole position.
We literally talked about everything else but Spa.
That's what's important. I don't think the people are going to care.
Yeah,
Because
who cares?
at this rate, this is not coming out before Spa.
No, it's not.
No, it's fine. My Saturday grind, at the very least, it's going to be posted on Saturday. So technically, it still will be before Spa. Maybe before qualifying?
Yeah.
No. But before Spa itself, yeah. It's fine. Yeah. My Saturday grind's going to prevail.
Exactly. Everyone tell Cass that she's going to succeed in her grind. And literally, actually, there will be no, late podcast episodes. They're all being posted tomorrow. Because you're going to get it all done. Period.
Love.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody wish Ava luck on her physics exam. We will see
I'll
you
keep
guys.
you posted on the score in that class.
Yeah, please do. We will see you guys on Sunday for us when we do our recap. If it's not Sunday, then it's Monday. Just depends whether depends what happens.
Oh, wait. I won't be here Sunday. I'm flying on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It might be solo. Executive decision.
This might be solo up.
Guess
you can photo we'll put a fake photo of me right there. And then you can voice line me in. That's how that's gonna work.
It'll be something. So if there's a podcast episode that you shouldn't miss, it'll be that one.
It'll be that one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But you should go listen to all the others too.
You'll get to explore Cass's voice acting talent. Her
and then the next
ability to do impersonations of other people.
The next episode will be Avani left.
We broke up.
She's done for good. She didn't want to go back.
Well, we've already got an Avani Goes Solo episode.
So
this could be the Cass Goes Solo episode.
Yeah. For real. This has been our Belgian Grand Prix preview episode or something or another. If you guys want to connect, you can read the show notes. Also, go check out Average F1 Consumer. Big thanks to Graham for him letting me use his research for Lando hypothetical points.
Yes.
You can follow us on Instagram at Radio Check, 2 R's, 2 K's, and an underscore in the middle. Yeah. This might come out on the Saturday grind, so you've got 3 new episodes to listen to. This will have been the 3rd. Yeah. So you've made it through. Thanks for sticking around. Feel free to shoot us questions, comments, concerns in the DMs or on the email that's on Instagram. And we will see you guys in the next one.
Yep. Nicola Solov. Offer still open. I'm telling you.
Always. He can be my guest host.
Always open. There's an empty chair for you every time.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. See you guys later. Bye.
Oh my God, guys. I love you so much.